Welcome to PwP Presents, where money meets meaning. I'm Jason Russell, and in today's episode, we'll discuss how to interpret market news, the headlines, and why not to panic over points. Have you ever heard the news say the Dow is down 500 points and feel a pit in your stomach? It sounds catastrophic, but here's the reality. That same 500-point drop means very different things depending on when it happens and on which index we're talking about. So what exactly is a point? A point in the Dow Jones is literally $1 in the share price of a Dow component stock. But a point in the S&P 500 or NASDAQ is 1 unit of the index itself, not a dollar. That's why points can be misleading. What really matters is percentage change. So, here's how the 3 big US indexes are built. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is 30 companies. It's price weighted, which means stocks with higher share prices, like United Healthcare, move the index more than lower price stocks, even if those lower price stocks represent a much bigger companies. The S&P 500 now, of course, that's 500 companies, and it's market cap weighted. Market capitalization, or market cap, is simply the value of a company's stock price times the number of outstanding shares. For example, if a company has 1 billion shares at $50, that's a $50 billion market cap. Bigger market caps mean bigger influence. Apple or Microsoft can move the S&P far more than a smaller company, even if that smaller stock doubles in price. Looking at the NASDAQ composite, well, this is over 3,000 companies, and it's also market cap weighted, but heavily tilted towards tech. That's why it's more volatile. A swing in Apple or Nvidia or Tesla can drag the whole index around. And let's put this into perspective. In 2015, the Dow was around 17,000. So a 500-point drop then was nearly a 3% move in the market. Today, in 2025, the Dow is around 45,000. So that same 50 points is only about 1.1%. So the headline number might look scary, but in context, it often isn't. History shows us sell-offs are often followed by rebounds. Take May 18th, 2022. The Dow dropped by more than 1,100 points in a single day. 1 week later, it bounced back by hundreds of points. And if you panicked and sold, you locked in those losses. However, if you stayed calm, you rode the rebound and eventually came out ahead. So, the next time you hear that an index is down 500 points, don't just react to the number. Rather ask, what percentage is that? Which indexes are we talking about? Who's really moving the market? And because investing, perspective is everything. So stay calm, stay invested, and stick to your plan. I'm Jason with PwP Wealth Management, and we're presenting Where Money Meets Meaning. Now, I set aside time each week to provide complimentary portfolio reviews for my watchers, for my audience. So if you'd like one, use the link below to schedule. And while you're here, subscribe so you don't miss what's next. Thank you for joining us.